Does everything in life happen for a reason?
Yeah, that's a good question. I can imagine that being pertinent in our lives. I don't think so. I really don't think everything happens for a reason.
Okay.
I think there's always going to be cause and effect and like action and reaction. But I think sometimes we get confused and we start like confusing like a reason or purpose with causation. My grandpa died. Your dad, like he passed away many years ago now. But he fell, hit his head, and before we knew it, he was in a coma and passed away. Like it was happened real fast. And like I don't think personally, I know I can see how some people this would help them like to cope with the loss of someone, to think that this serves some greater reason or some bigger purpose, or God intended for this to happen in some way. But I really, if I start to go down there with my thoughts, I get to a really dark place with just like life and God and myself. I think he was overweight and he was pretty old, so he fell over, hit his head, and that was it. And I think those are some of the causes of why that happened, but I don't think there was some grander reason. I think sometimes we live in a world that's at its core, broken, and I think bad things just happen. The cool thing is that if you look at Romans 8:28, it says that God, works everything out. I'm paraphrasing here, but God works everything out for the good of those who love Him.
That's really good.
And I saw that in Grandpa's death. It was he passed away, and through that experience, it really showed me how much more important family is, and the importance of leaving a good legacy after you go. And I regretted my relationship with him after he died, but through that, I was able to focus in on my relationships with my grandparents that were still alive. And when Grandma passed away pretty recently, I didn't have any regrets, and I think part of it is due to what happened to Grandpa. But
that's good.
So yeah, I think see how God used that.
I think we come up with reasons. We try to find reasons when we don't know what to say.